The most common advice you're going to hear over and over again about how to network effectively is play the long game, build relationships, show curiosity, listen, lean in. And listen, there's nothing wrong with any of that advice. It's actually really solid. But here's the catch. How do you actually even get to the point where you're doing those things, right? What do I mean by this? How do you initiate conversation? How do you walk up to a complete stranger and get that stranger to start building a relationship with you, for them to say something that you can show curiosity in, for them to say something interesting where you actually are in the listening seat? How do you get there? This particular video is for you if you've ever been in the position where you're standing by the snacks, or maybe you're by the bar and you're kind of like holding on for dear life. You're watching the entire room swivel past you and you're like, oh my God, how can I say hi? How can I like introduce myself? And then the added pressure of once you've actually initiated conversation, how do you keep the conversation going and say something about yourself that both sounds really interesting and gets that person to want to build a relationship with you, but quite frankly, gets that person invested enough to be like, yes, I want to ride with this person and I want to take whatever action this person is inviting me to, even if it's a micro action, because let's be clear, this is a first date and we're not asking people to marry us on a first date. There's a worksheet that goes along with this video. So if that's something that you would like, with the cheat sheet, with the deep scripts, and they're not formulated scripts, it's more like, here's an outline of how to think about the arsenal you want to walk into a room with. All of that is available for you if you follow the link in the description box. You will get a downloadable PDF that you can immediately use so that you are never caught again being like, oh my God, I don't know how to initiate conversation. Once you've initiated conversation, so you're excellent at talking about not only your work, but what is excellent about your work, what is excellent about you, and why should people want to build a relationship with you? Why should they be invested in this long game that everybody is talking about? You walk up to somebody and you are that nervous sweat ball and you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what to say to this person. Ask one of these 3 questions that are completely low stakes and that are warm and open the person up, and they are empathetic questions. Hey, so have you been to this event before? Perfectly good question. Allows them to say yes, no, and also to give you a backstory. You want the story. So your next question after they tell you whether they've been here or not is something that is an open-ended question that invites them to say a little bit more about the last time that they were here, or what are you hoping to learn here? What brought you here, right? Another question that you can use, especially if people are wearing lanyards, like those name tags, ask them about their name. Oh my God, I love that name. My best friend is named Katie. I've literally said this verbatim in another video, okay? And I'm saying it here because this line works like gold. Oh my God, I love that name. I have a best friend who is named Katie. What's the story behind your Katie? Why did your parents name you that? Or how did you become to be named Katie? If it's an unusual name, if it's not something that is mainstream, you want to be sensitive how you ask this question. Don't make the other person feel othered. Don't make the other person feel like, oh my God, this is awkward. Make it maybe something that you volunteer about your own name. Oh my goodness, I love that your name is Zubi. My name is Machochodi. Very, very different in this kind of room. Tell me a little bit more about yours. Mine is South African. Do you see what I've done there? And then a third that you can immediately start using is find a way to offer this person a genuine compliment. If you don't have a genuine compliment for them, offer them something that is a genuine observation, right? And a genuine compliment does not have to be something that's like, oh my God, skyrocket. It could just be, I love the color of your shirt. Make an observation that is about something that is common that you have shared because of that room. It could be you're both wearing the same color. That's a fantastic observation. And the way that you could do, oh, you're wearing white, I'm wearing white too, we're matching, we're twinsies. Is this something that you do all the time, wear white? You just asked an open-ended question. Here's the thing, notice something about all of the examples that I'm giving you. The way that you initiate conversation with somebody is you have to show empathy, right? You have to lead with an observation or some common ground place that is empathetic, that lets that person know, I see you. And then you have to open with an open-ended question. You have to give them the space to be able to participate in the conversation, right? To say something so that you are in the listening seat and you're able to do those amazing things that everybody tells you, to build the long-term relationship, to actually show some curiosity and to listen. But in order to initiate that first conversation, do those two things well. And again, if you would like some details, if you would like some more examples, I have those in the workbook that is available for free. You can download it and you can begin using it immediately. But I just gave you some that you could quickly jot down and you can start using today. That moment where you're freezing and you're wondering, how do I start conversations with somebody? It's not actually because you don't have something to say. Recently, I was speaking to a woman, right? And we're working together on how she can actually become more confident in initiating conversation. This is somebody who has a lot to say. Literally, I'm quoting her verbatim, right? This is an industry leader. This is somebody, by the way, who's been to some of the best schools in the world. So she is articulate. She knows how to drive a point across. But that initial, awkward moment of ice breaking, some of the things that are running through her head, and maybe some of the things that you've been contemplating too, is like, oh, this is so super awkward. They're totally going to judge what I have to say. Or maybe you're standing there holding your glass of wine and thinking, people can just see through me right now. They can just totally see that I don't belong here. And I'm really nervous, and everybody can just see and that I'm nervous. And that's, it's just, and also, that's related, that second kind of, that focus on yourself that's extremely deep, as opposed to curiosity about the outside world. All of those emotions that you may be cycling through, they're completely normal. And let's call it what it is. When you're at a networking event, girl, let's not play games. People are judging. That's the whole game. That's why we feel nervous. It is also accurate that you're thinking, oh, people might reject me, right? Maybe that's the thing that stops you from being able to initiate conversation. And again, that fear of rejection, hardwired in the brain, first of all, but also that's also part of the game of networking. We, of course, feel like we may be rejected, we may be judged, and everybody can see through us. But that's because that's part of what's happening. The way to flip it isn't to deny that those things are happening or to think that you're crazy for thinking those things are happening. I'm here to tell you, you right. But how do we still initiate conversation? And the way that you still initiate conversation is to take even a microsecond of attention away from yourself, away from the nervousness. The nervousness is fine. You can still feel the nerves. But just for a second, can you focus instead on the internal churn that is happening? And just for 1 second, focus that on what's happening outside of yourself, right? Don't even think about what's happening in other people's brains, because trust me, they're going through their own version of that whole, oh my God, everybody's judging me. Everybody's wondering, why did I wear this dress? All of that. Don't focus on that. Focus instead on what's actually happening. In other words, the present moment. What is true right now that is a common thread that everybody is sharing? And that will help you latch on to the thing that I said earlier. How can you offer a comment that is empathetic and that is common ground, builds common ground between you and this person that you are building a relationship with, that you are initiating conversation with? To go back to this woman that I was working with, one of the things that I said to her is well, you have a lot actually to share and to offer in conversation. So why don't we instead just focus on those first 10 seconds? What are some of the things that you can have at the back of your pocket, right? That you can practice regardless of what the networking event is, because let's admit it, they're all kind of similar, but that you can adjust it in real time to, okay, based on what I'm observing in real time and the 3 like prompts, if you will, that I have at the back of my pocket. Here's some of the things that I can say, okay? And if you are interested in particular prompts, I mean, it's nothing that's complicated. It's things that are like, what's happening in the culture right now? Is there something that feels like a water cooler moment that you can make an observation about and tie it to the present moment? That's something that almost anybody can do. And especially when you're at a networking event, you probably already have this because you're in the industry. And if you're not in the industry, good news, because you have even more of a fresh perspective to share that people will be hungry to hear. So how can you use what is happening in the cultural moment and connect it to the present moment? That's one particular kind of prompt, right? Another prompt is to think about something that you are anticipating from the event. Before you even get there, you've already done your homework. There's a reason why you've shown up to this place. Maybe it's in a really cool city and you really just want to check out the city. And that, my friend, like that really is cool. Like when you can lead with the truth and the truth is a little bit spicy in how you introduce yourself to somebody, like you can say something to someone that is using this prompt and adjusted to real-time present moment. Something like, oh my God, I mean, this is an amazing event, but can I tell you the truth? I'm just here for checking out Oaxaca because I've heard the best things about all of the mole. And when I found out that this conference was happening in Oaxaca, I was like, baby, bet, I am there. What's one of the things that you're most looking forward to doing during the conference or after the conference? See what you just did? Like you used a prompt that is about where you actually are location-wise and something that's a little bit like spicy, and you matched it to the present moment. Right? A third prompt, something else that you can do. And again, this goes to something that you come in the door with this back of pocket. Think about who is going to be on the lineup. Always when you're at a networking event, there's somebody who everybody is either buzzing about, like, oh, such and such is going to be in the room, right? Maybe that person is one of the co-hosts, or maybe that person is one of the speakers. Maybe it's the kind of networking event where there's actually a panel, right? Use that to your advantage and say something. You can research this ahead of time about that person. Share a fun fact about that person. Walk up to the stranger and say something to the effect of, I know everybody is so excited to hear Mahohodi speaking on the panel, but like, have you actually seen her videos online? Because they're completely different. And the energy that she gives on YouTube, I live for that. I mean, you know, just shameless plug over here. And then you ask the person, have you seen her YouTube channel? There you are. You've just shared a third prompt. So all of these prompts, like I said, they are available for you to use in the worksheet, completely free if you're interested. It's just so you walk in a little bit more prepared, and so you understand initiating conversation and feeling confident in those first 10 seconds. That's something that you can pretty much like pre-game. And when you marry that pre-game with presence, right, with actually showing up for real, it translates to not being awkward. It translates to opening up conversations. And once you open up the conversation, then you can do all of these other things that the gurus tell you. Turn it into a relationship. Listen more than you talk. Show some curiosity. Lean in. Do you see where we're going with this? Excellent, excellent. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to download the worksheet, and I want you to follow that particular prompt, those 3 particular prompts. Decide on, and there's more prompts in the worksheet. I want you to decide on the prompts that are most resonant to you, and how are you going to maybe even save them on your phone as something that is just back of pocket and you always have it no matter where you are. It's not hard for you to talk to a stranger. I mean, heck, use these prompts to pick up your next date. It doesn't necessarily only have to be about speaking to strangers at a networking event. It could be speaking to strangers on a subway so that you can get their number. I'll be happy about that. And I also want you to let me know in comments which one of these prompts was most useful to you, or maybe what's a prompt that's missing from the guide, the worksheet, that definitely should be in there. Okay, now here's the thing. Now you have this person gabbing, yapping, they're all over the place and they're sharing all kinds of things. How do you share information about yourself? How do you talk about your work in a way where it's not like red alert, salesman, car salesman over here, and where you feel confident sharing something that feels like an invitation? When you talk about yourself and you talk about your work, how are you leading that? Are you describing your title? Are you describing what you do? Are you actually sharing receipts? Are you actually sharing why you do what you do, right? What's some of the transformational wins that you've won for other folks, or maybe even for yourself, that drives why you do what you do? If you could tap into that in how you talk about your work, I'm telling you, that is such a game changer from the way that we've been traditionally focused and trained in how to talk about our work. And one thing that you can do right now is to jot down exactly how do you introduce yourself and your work when you're in a new environment, and to just scan it. Like, can you do a quick audit? Where are the moments where you're missing receipts, where you're missing proof of the thing that you're talking about? Not again in a braggadocio way, but in a way that helps somebody understand, this is why I care. This is why this means a lot to me. And where you're showing maybe even a little bit of vulnerability, because here's another thing. People respond by the vulnerability that you show. And a first meeting is not the place to be like, and then, oh my God, I had open heart surgery and this difficult thing happened to me. We're not talking about like trauma porn, but we are talking about letting the other person see you. Because once you do that, they can trust you with you seeing them, and they open up a little bit more. So if in how you introduce and talk about your own work, you're also making room for a little bit of vulnerability, guess what? You're making it okay for that person to share with you, the reason why I work at this cancer hospital is because I actually lost my partner to cancer, and I became really interested in the science of this work, and how do we like lock in and really go down the path of understanding the science. How do you close the conversation? Open up the relationship by making it clear this is not a one-off. Oh, I'd really love to hear more about this in a follow-on conversation. Is that something you'd be interested in sharing more about? Because I know that the people that I work with would benefit from hearing about the exact thing that you just shared with me, but in more detail, right? You also need to find ways to close through action, and by inviting this person into more relationship with you. And you do that by baking in action in how you describe your work, but then also in giving them an invitation for basically a second date, okay? And if you're interested in how do you do this in a way that's not awkward, again, not necessarily deeply scripted, but what are some of the ways that you can walk into the room already knowing this is how I seal the deal on this conversation, and to keep building the relationship? There is a worksheet, it's completely free, you can get it. The link is in the description. I am Mahokodi. It's beginning to rain here, so that is definitely a natural close to this video. I hope that this has been useful. If it has been, let me know in comments. Have you ever had a moment where you were the person who was hugging the bar and totally doing this, like, oh, how do I start a conversation? How do I start a conversation? And if you've been there, what are some of the things, like we spoke about earlier, that you have found have been really useful prompts for you to initiate conversation? Let me know in comments. Like and subscribe if this has been useful, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Mahokodi. I'm so excited to see you in a next video of Madam Speaker Says. Yay! One of the things that I hope is at some point we get to do this in person, and you can just experience the beauty of this rain. Wow. See what I just did there? I opened up a second date. Snuck that up on you. Thanks again. See you soon.